Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate it, and it really helps me out. This video, I wanted to go over planning a kind of last minute Disney World trip. It's actually just going to be me and my little girl, so I'm super excited, super nervous too, because that's a long way with just me and my little person. But I feel pretty confident that I know my way around enough for everything to kind of be okay. So I'm not going to panic. I'm going to have a plan, but be okay with veering off the plan. So that's kind of key to having just a good time in general. So keep that in mind. Everything doesn't have to go just, So that's difficult. Sometimes I struggle with that one, as we all do, I'm sure. But let's see. I just licked my fingers to separate that paper. Sorry, that's a bad habit. Don't do that. Okay, so I started with the budget part because I was trying to do it as cost efficient as possible while still having a good time. So our flight and rental car, I budgeted $400. So we'll see. Resort and our park, I have budgeted $1,300. Reason being, it's actually $1,200 for the resort and the park, and then $100 for the multi-pass lightning lane. So the resort and the park, you'll notice, the park is typically more expensive than the resort. That seems to be what I found. So I have $1,300 for that. Our food, we're not doing any sit-down restaurants, so it'll be quick serve, and we're going to stop and, just grab a few grocery snack items. So I have budgeted $300 for our trip. We're actually going to be there 4 days, 3 nights. So the total is $2,000. So that's our budget for this trip. See if I can do this trip for $1,000 a person. So when it comes to the new stuff that I needed for this trip, we don't do a whole lot of like new clothes just for that. We typically have, just some little Disney t-shirts that we wear on a daily basis anyway. So I typically just do that. Every now and then we may get, a new shirt if it's like a special occasion, if everybody wants to match, that kind of stuff. If we're doing where she needs a princess dress or that, but in this case, we're not doing that. So we have most of what we need. Just needed to kind of restock and refill a few things as far as like toiletry items. I did buy some carabiners, so cannot go without those. So I have some carabiners, a double stroller rain cover, and toiletry pouches. I got the pouches just because I never use those, and I always just use the little bottles where you get like four bottles in a pack from Walmart for like $2 or $3. But I saw these little pouches that actually go flat when they're empty, and I'll put a picture of those here so you can see what those look like because they've not come in yet. So I want to try those because I want to I use mineral sunscreen on her, and I can't find a travel size of it. It has to exist, I'm sure, but I cannot find it anywhere, and I'm afraid if I order it, it won't be here in time. So I got those little pouches. They're on their way. They should actually be coming in today, so that'll be good. And then I can just fill that up. I keep a bottle in the room, but I want to take the pouch in my park bag so that way we can reapply. So I got those. Some things that I cannot travel without, no matter what. Compression bags. Some people swear by the packing cubes. I may venture over to that at some point because a lot of people do like them. But as of now, I am hardcore compression bags just because I can get all of our clothes, you know, and it's, say, that's over exaggerating, but you see what I'm saying. It's this thick, and I stick it in there, and I usually just lay on top of it and try to get as much air that that I can. And then I start, rolling from the end. And then once you flatten it back out, it's like at least a third of the size that it was prior to you squishing it down. So those I absolutely love. Like I said, may try packing cubes. I may actually make just kind of like a dry run at some point and see how the compression bags compare to the packing cubes. So I may do a video on that because I'm kind of curious now to see how that would work. And my other thing that I do not go to the park, I don't go anywhere without, is Band-Aids. They do offer Band-Aids in the parks, so some people don't carry them. But if you are at one end of the park and the first aid is at the other end and you have a blister, you are going to feel an ache every single step. So the sooner you can get just any ounce of relief, the better. So I say keep at least a couple of Band-Aids on you at all times, no matter what. That way you always have them because you never know. So keep the Band-Aids. And I'm going to close out with something that I am not impressed with, that everybody I've watched on the, packing videos raves over. The wet dry bags with the 2 separate pouches. I ordered them and I have tried them and they are horrible. Everything in my bag has got wet. They are not waterproof whatsoever. Maybe I got the wrong ones. I have no idea. I don't know if I've broke them somehow, messed it up, because I cannot comprehend how people are so crazy over these when they do not work. I actually ended up just using, it's funny because I have one sitting here. I keep several extra in whenever we travel anyway, because you never know when you may need to throw something, and I usually keep, this is the gallon size. I do gallon size and just the regular sandwich size because you never know when you're going to need them. And it was a good thing that I did because our stuff was, it was getting wet. So I don't know, maybe I'll try some other ones. If you know of some other kind, maybe link or put it in the comments below and I'll see if I'll try those out. I don't know, I'm open to trying anything, but I hope this has been a little bit of help maybe. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up and follow along, because I will do a recap of how much our trip actually costed at the end. So it will be several videos later, but be sure to follow along because I'm pretty excited to see how efficient I want to use efficient instead of cheap, because nothing about Disney is cheap, but I'm going to see how cost efficient we can go and still have a good time. So thank you all so much for watching, and I truly hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you right back here next time.